You might be asking, I guess if you don't regularly watch my videos, why is this dude so excited that Netflix is tanking? Well, if you watch my channel, you know there's a litany of reasons. Their dedication to garbage, woke first, quality second content, their purchase of and promotion of very questionable content, which includes, young ones dropping that, popping it and locking it and whatever. And they're and standing by that, which, okay, fine, you stand by that. You lost a lot of subscribers. They also stood by Dave Chappelle and didn't lose any subscribers from that. But Netflix, good or bad, seems to stand by their content decisions. While I don't agree with most of them, which is why I don't see much value in paying for them, I guess you could at least respect that. But now the other shoe is dropping for them, and for the third straight day, they have been in total collapse. In just 30 days, they've lost $100 billion in market cap, over 50%. Probably a little lighter in the wallet. They could probably use an Extra wallet. Check it out. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Extra. Who are they? Well, they're the world's largest smart wallet brand. Designs innovative solutions to improve the way you carry your everyday items. They craft high-end, trackable wallets designed to keep your valuables safe, slim, and stylish. Here's the wallet. You got your cash option here. Check this out. I need to get my credit card out. Bam.
Oh my God.
Slide it back down. Very easy. It's a quick release mechanism. Here they are. Bam. Super thin, sleek, awesome design. And check out the tracker that they have. Here is the Extra tracker. It goes in your wallet or really any device that you want, and you can track it using your phone. If you want, you could find your phone even anytime you want. If I want to find my phone, ready? Double click the tracker. Now I found my phone. Now, if I'm looking for this, let's say I can't find my wallet. You can open the app on your phone, ring to find, check this out. It even uses solar power to charge. How cool is that? I absolutely love the design, the quality, and the sleekness, as well as the tracking of this Extra wallet. And it's making a great gift to my friends and family. On top of that, they're running a huge Valentine's Day sale right now, 20% off site-wide with free gift bags if you spend over $150. And they have a special Valentine's Day bundle. So if you're looking for a gift for that special someone in your life, or maybe just for yourself, support the channel and give yourself the great favor of having an awesome slim wallet that's always a talking piece whenever I use it. Whenever I pay my bills, people want to know where this thing is and where they can buy one. Check out the link in the description below and pick up a new wallet. Stuff is seriously high quality. I really like the tracking device in it. Check it out. Now, this is real time. We are real time watching this stock tank. Down another $20 today and just falling. It just went down another 50 cents. Down over 5% today. If we look at the 5-day, it's down $147 a share. That's 29%. If we go to just a measly 30-day, it's down $246, 40.05%. If you look at the difference, the current market cap sits at $163.85 billion. That was over $100 billion more in December. It was $270 billion. Now, I get it. These are numbers that I don't even think I could fathom. You know, there's that kind of saying about, like, you know how movies, oh, here's $1 million and it's in a briefcase. And the meme is that, like, $1 million wouldn't even fill up that much if it was all hundreds. It's weird, and the amount of cash. But, like, 100 billion. I don't have any frame of reference for that. None whatsoever. But what I can say, not only have they wiped out, here's what's happened. It's not just that investors seem dumb, because one of the weird things for me is that how many people were invested in Netflix and had no idea how it was going, right? This is why I don't mess around with investing stocks unless I know them, right? Unless I intimately know their company, I'm not investing in them. Because here's the thing. Who thought that Netflix was going to keep growing infinitely? Well, apparently only Wall Street, because all of us knew their content had completely gotten stale. When's the last thing that anyone even talked about on Netflix since Squid Game? And when was the last thing anyone talked about on Netflix before that? Right? They've got a handful of shows that kind of make it into the popular zeitgeist, like You or Stranger Things. But like, that's it. The rest of the network is garbo. And every single day, not just Disney, but other networks continue to pull away. Continue to pull their programming away from them. And I mean, we've already seen it down to 366.89. Again, I haven't told you so to a friend of mine yet. Now, obviously the stock isn't going to drop to zero. And what's interesting is a lot of people don't think, like, they must think that this isn't a time to buy, that it still hasn't bottomed out. Because even today, it's down another 5% and falling fast. Netflix stock drops again on weak subscriber growth outlook. The fast shrinking valuation follows the streaming giant's disappointing Wall Street with new subscriber guidance. Streaming giant Netflix is staring down the barrel of a massive stock drop-off that began a few days ago and is seemingly accelerating. As would-be investors decide whether to grab the stock while the price is low, the question remains as to whether it'll be able to even bounce back into healthier territory or remain a wet noodle on the market. Meanwhile, those on the more conservative side of pop culture aisle have been watching over the past year as Netflix walked the proverbial plank. This is via Slade Hale over on Bounding into Comics. Yet their questionable creative and marketing decisions aren't the sole reason for Netflix's spectacular crash. The things are a little more complex than people realize. One, get woke, you know the rest. The truth is that Netflix isn't the only streaming company go down the path of woke self-annihilation, but we have seen similar results on other platforms, notably Disney Plus, which is currently facing down its own unique set of challenges. Wokeness runs directly proportional to how quickly audiences tune out from a particular movie or film. Priorities that sprinkle wokeness in small doses tend to skirt under the radar, at least for some time, while bold, in-your-face woke properties become so overly antagonistic that they drive viewers away in abject horror. Well, that isn't always true, right? Sometimes people want to consume that. If you only lived your life on Twitter, you would think that the number of people that want to consume that content is much higher than it actually is, right? I think a lot of these Netflix executives, they spend a lot of time on Twitter, and they think regular people are like that. They're not. Netflix faces a bit of an identity crisis on this front. On one hand, it openly promotes ultra-woke properties while simultaneously defending anti-woke content like Dave Chappelle. The problem with straddling this political fence is that it ends up alienating customers on both sides, to Netflix's own detriment. Another issue is how Netflix is leveraging their woke content to the rest of the world. It's delusional to think that most countries have embraced wokeness the same way that the Western nations have, which means it's practically impossible to entice viewers in countries like India where it hasn't taken root. Here's the thing about wokeness. And I'm talking about wokeness TM, right? Corporate wokeness. This is a byproduct of the good times. Good times make weak men. Bad times make strong men. However that saying goes. It's also true of corporations. Imagine how good it must be for these corporations to, instead of advertising the actual product they sell, like putting out ads that insult 70% of your customer base or disparage them or paint them in a negative light. That's what they do because things are so good. Eventually, what happens is As we see right now in America, I don't know how it is in other nations, but inflation is spiking. Supply chains are struggling. Work remains available. Apparently, nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to take the jobs that are available. But that's going to lead to increased wages, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But then those increased wages will then lead to downstream price increases. You see how this goes, right? People spending extra $50 to $75 a week on various products and gasoline and milk and cottage cheese and all these things. Suddenly they don't want to spend the $18 a month for Netflix, which tells them they're bad because of their skin color. Geo-locked content. Netflix has stared down the problem of geo-locked content for years, and the situation hasn't gotten any better. Depending on which part of the planet Earth a subscriber hails from, Netflix is either a decent investment or a lump of coal. Canadian viewers will attest to this firsthand, as the Netflix catalog was, is, and will always be subpar to their southern neighbors. Well, you could just use a VPN, but, you know, not many people know how to do that. Not boomers, anyway. Price hikes are nothing new for Netflix. They're bound to happen sooner or later, but they must coincide with a value proposition. Unfortunately, that's not happening. Netflix has a remarkable propensity for torpedoing its own content at a record pace and axing any show that doesn't immediately set the world on fire. Original content aside, Netflix continues to fail on the established property front. The blame can't be placed squarely on the company either. As adjacent big-name players start getting into the lucrative streaming business, they're simultaneously hedging all of their properties behind their own respective paywalls. This means Netflix has to rely on lesser quality content in combination with its own original IPs, which in general suck, to remain competitive. It's doable, but Netflix approaches the problem with all the grace of a bull in a china shop. For regular customers, the value of the platform continues to decay right before their own eyes. And that's exactly what happens, right? The average Netflix user is like, oh, I'm going to binge this show. Oh, I'm done with work. I'm going to put on reruns of, I don't know, American Dad. That's on Hulu. But whatever they have on Netflix, I don't know. Seinfeld or something like that. And then they show up one day. Oh, here, The Simpsons was an example, right? I was rewatching The Simpsons from season 1. I think I was in like season 7. And it just disappeared off Netflix. I don't know if they still have X-Files or not, but, you know, if you're somebody who's rewatching programs, which a lot of people do, and you show up one day and they're just not there, you leave. You know, you just leave. In 2021, Netflix took the mask off and said the quiet part out loud during the debacle that was Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe. In response to biblical levels of fan blowback, Smith let the cat out of the bag when he claimed that Netflix higher-ups simply didn't care whether people watched the show or not. This is, in a word, nuts. It's also part of the reason why Netflix is facing a collapsing subscriber base and tumbling stock prices. The sheer hubris it takes to hold such a lukewarm position in a business is astonishing, yet this is where Netflix has decided to stand. And as we sit right here, it went down another 20 cents. You just hate to see it. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.